aliens. Right.
What?
The prostitute story.
I'm talking
You
about
ready?
ass. What are you talking about?
Prostitute story. You guys ready? Are you ready for this? Bondage? I'm in.
I should be able to hire my own tweaker to beat up another tweaker.
Gets high fives from the boys.
It's the stupidest thing I ever heard of.
Good morning. I did get you on. Good morning with the boys.
We are here. We're here.
Oh, our camera's way off, dude. I got it.
Kurt's just mad because he's not seeing his whole face.
Well, no, because I'm the one who's got to clip the videos, dude. Actually, this is probably the most centered we have been in our spots in like 6 videos. It's been, been like having to come way over to the edge to get all of you.
Oh, wow.
Especially sometimes you'll laugh and turn away from the mic.
Which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah,
I
that's
can cut my face off every now and then. I don't care. Not going to hurt my feelings, none.
How we doing, guys? We got to do this. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. YouTube, Spotify, and then, of course, our Facebooks.
Discord, Instagram.
Discord, we need to get going. Yeah, that would be cool.
Hit me up on Snapchat.
Hey! And, of course, as always, thanks to our sponsor, 2 Men and a Truck, Movers Who Care.
2 Men in a truck.
Gotta
They're there
shout
for
them
you.
out every day. Every day.
Every day. So, made it to Friday.
Made it to Friday.
A long week. It was some late days.
Yeah,
But
you
made
guys
it through it.
killed it. How'd you guys do last night?
It was insane.
Better having somebody there with you. A little less creepy.
Yeah, it was definitely less creepy. We definitely got a lot done yesterday, but the problem being that it's just such a cluster over there right now. The homeowner comes in, he's super impressed with what we're doing, and then back to we need to fire this other guy, and that's all we kept hearing. And then I was joking around, I thought he already left, and so I was like, man, if that tile guy gets fired or whatever, then we at least, we can go in there and work all day tomorrow and it'll be totally fine. And the homeowner comes walking back in and he's like, you talking about me back here? Y'all making fun of me over here? And I was just like, no, we aren't making fun of you, Dale. We're just thinking you're just going to go beat some ass or something, Just talk him up a little bit and make him feel better in the moment.
Oh, really? Because she was, of course, right when they were there, when she was messaging her mom, she was talking great about the tile guys. Oh, look how good they're doing. Look at how they do this. And
she's
non-confrontational.
Yeah, totally not. But I think it all gets fed through
Joe. Yeah.
Well, not even through Joe, through her husband, and then her husband goes and talks to Joe. They must have been there for a good couple hours last night, just talking, and Joe just wants to blow his brains out. He's like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here.
And those are his neighbors.
That would be almost impossible to deal with. I think I would put my house on the market and just move.
It's one of those things where it would be so nice working that close to home, but then you're just like, oh, these are my neighbors now.
Luckily, it's not even the job that he's really on full time right now. He's got another one going in Columbus, so it's like,
at least, you can kind of be over there and they understand.
Well, they can't even. Good luck coming to get me. I ain't even in your city.
And it's such a cluster because we would like to go in there and do all the spackling, then all the caulking, and then all the painting. But now we're doing like paint, caulk, spackle up here and back there. And then we'll paint, spackle here, and then a little bit more here. And then when they're done with the bathrooms, we'll finally be able to get in there and start our process.
Well, not even then, because then there's 2 pieces of trim that aren't even hung up in that one bathroom. So it's like still going to have to come back and do stuff after the fact.
Yeah, it's a shit show.
Yeah, it's just one of those deals. That's why I'm going out there today and being like, I don't know how long this thing is going to take. So can I get...
Yeah, you're like, come on, bro. Like, we would have been out of here weeks ago if it was our normal process.
Oh, literally. And it becomes 100%. A week and then another week. And it's not even anything that in my control. I can't make people work. the homeowner actually had told me that yesterday. He said, I wish that you could teach your work ethic to the tile guy.
That's great.
He asked me if I was going to be spraying or anything yesterday, and I was like, yeah, the sooner you get out of here, I can get to doing what I need to do. And Joe, luckily enough, I was like, are you sticking around? And he's like, no, unless you need me to. And I was like, no, honestly, I just need you guys all out of here. I need to start doing what I need to do. Because we got finished yesterday, I think, like 7:30, which wasn't terrible.
Not bad. Okay, cool.
No, I got back and grabbed a hot and ready and called it a day.
Pizza last night too.
Man, it definitely hit the spot.
It was a Thursday pizza night.
It was it was funny because the chick over there, the first time I had gone in there, or I guess the last time I had gone in there, you could tell she was on the verge of tears. It was a bad day. There was like 17 people in the lobby. It was just her. And, the people in the back who aren't at the register, they don't care. Mm-hmm. They're like, we're back. We're just chilling. Mm-hmm. And then you got her up front having to deal with all these people who are waiting. And DJ goes in last night to go grab the za, and she's like, all we got is cheese. We're not making any more.
Ooh.
So she goes from like, I was nice once.
You should have seen me 3 hours ago. We made that pepperoni.
I was a good person when I woke up this morning, and you see what you've all done to me.
Damn.
That was another thing that sucked yesterday. I ran out of tape. Meant to get some, didn't get some, so it's like I'm not driving 45 minutes in
just for some tape.
Especially when it boils down to, it's like, how much time am I gonna waste? How much, you can't justify it.
It was like me driving out there after bringing the kids home last week. It was not worth the gas money to get out there for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It's
which you totally understand. It's like, yeah, I get that. There's no point in pushing for. It's even like this week when I had to do that one up in the Heights. It's like regularly I would have gone up and been up there 5 o'clock in the morning to get that thing totally wrapped up so I could do both of these bad boys at the same time. Mm-hmm. But when you have restrictions, you can't even go in there until 9 o'clock. Like, man, I'm sitting around with my thumb up my butt, wondering what the heck I'm supposed to do.
At 5, and
Even like today, because we made the deal with the tile guy that he could have the last 2 days out of there, and then he's supposedly going to work today through the weekend. So I'm like, that's cool and all, but I also need to get back in there.
Yeah, like we kind of had planned to maybe go in the weekend when no one else was there. Yeah,
it becomes the nature of it. I was like, you try and you try and try. At least if I can go out there and get a big check, then I could be like, all right, well, who cares?
Yeah. Now we can go out there next week and hope that tile guy's done.
Not even so much. I'm not really worried about him so much because I could always just I go above him and they could tell him to wait. Mm-hmm. He's made them wait. Why not make him wait? So I mean, it could play out that way. But honestly, it's just Theo's tonight.
Oh yeah, are you going?
I'm still trying to make it happen one way or another. I'm doing everything in my power to try to make it. But at the end of the day, like, I'm like, if I don't go to that, but I go out there and work all night, I'm getting so much more accomplished.
Yeah, right. You go to Theo, you're spending money to go sit there and do nothing. Where you go to work and you're going to be making some money. I definitely am not going. I would love to, but I got to get the kids to the airport at 5:45, and I could probably get over there in time to go, but I'm not going to.
It's just because that nature of it, it's like justifying actually enjoying your life versus I got to put some stuff on the back burner because these are priorities I got to get taken care of.
Yeah. For me, it's the cost to fun ratio right now. I don't have enough funds to manage it. So.
100%, and it just becomes the nature of everything. Everybody's feeling it. I can't tell you how many different apps I have that come through my phone, right? Ads that are just. Need money now, need quick money, need this. And I mean,
like, I do, but I'm not going to pay you back. Yeah.
But also at the same time, I'm like, okay, so if I am somebody who works like a dog and can stay even, I know there's a lot of people who are making less than me who are really, really struggling on a day-to-day basis. Like I don't
me.
even. But even so, I was like, you have so much luxury, like you can't even. There's people
I'm
who,
blessed. Yeah. There's people who are way less blessed than me.
Can you imagine having 3 kids and you're a single mom and you got to figure out where to put your kids if they're not old enough to be in a daycare, or you don't have the money for a daycare, so you got to be basically. Hopefully, a family member will help you out at that point.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Like me, it's if it wasn't for my brother, I'd be up the creek without a paddle, as they say. So much love, bro. Love you.
Oh yeah, I love you too. You know that.
That's why last night he's like, "We're gonna play some Rocket League." Got all excited, and then EJ, his TV was all messed up, so he was in a weird angle, so he wasn't playing good. And then Billy had a 30-minute update. It's like and then I just ended up falling asleep when I put Izzy down. So I was like,
That's the nature of it. I mean, last night, because Nando's with his mom this whole week, I was on the phone with him, talking or whatever. And you could just tell he's just like, I got better things to do than be talking on the phone with my old man. And then this morning, unfortunately, she had locked herself out of the house.
Oh no!
So I had to rush over this morning, let her in, and it was just so funny. Nando, he comes up to the window afterwards. He's like, "All right, love you, Dad, and I'll see you." Well, I'm not really sure when I'm going to see you, but
dang, dude.
like,
so for me, my kids have been so excited to go. And Logan's still super excited to see Mom. But Izzy last night started doing I'm going to miss you. And now she's like super sad that she's leaving because she's going to miss me. She actually did the coolest thing ever last night. She's like, instead of coming home and like, playing some video games, we should all just hang out together since it's our last night. I was like, that's fucking amazing. So what do? We watched Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Classic,
she loves
classic.
that show. Yeah. She loves it. Logan's like halfway through. He's like, I want to go play games. Can I? I was like, no, we're watching this movie. And then I thought he wasn't into it, right? And he's like, is he gonna go put the mask back on? Because it's like when he throws it behind the couch, and he's like, is he gonna put it on? I was like, I don't know. He threw it away. Oh, he's jumping over the couch. And Logan got into it again.
That's
like,
dope.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I could see how that movie, because even for like Nando when he was that age, it's really hard for a kid to sit through a movie like that. You get anything over like an hour, it's like they're checking out.
Especially like they love it when he's in the mask, right?
It's the dialogue. They can't stand people talking. Like, I felt so bad for Nando because we'd be doing, I love Lord of the Rings. I love like Game of Dragons, all that stuff. But he starts speaking in old English around my son. He's like, I'm out. I could care less about all of this.
Jeez.
I'm like, well, you're missing out because there's some cool dragons.
I will say, though, I didn't realize, and I guess I should have, but it was Jim Carrey's, that movie was fairly sexual.
It's super sexual. What are you talking about?
I mean, like, I guess I just didn't realize it when I was young, but it was like, I fell in love with what's her name? Freaking, I literally can't Cameron Diaz, there it is, yeah. She was smoking in that movie, so maybe I did, I just didn't realize it because I was a young little boy, but watching it with my daughter, I was like, they're showing a lot of skin right here.
Which is that's cool, I guess, that you notice it, but man, everybody's been so, like, it's not even like it once was, where it's like, oh man, there's a boob on the screen, turn the TV off, never looking at this again.
Right, well, my dad turned off The Wedding Singer, when it showed boobs from Adam Sandler's Wedding Singer. Me and my brother were watching with my dad. As soon as there was boobs on it, he turned it off, wouldn't let us watch. We're like, well, come on, Dad, come on.
No, my dad's a pastor, so that likelihood that was never happening.
Another thing about the Jim Carrey movie that I never realized till last night, when he goes to the muffler shop where his car was being worked on, he shoves mufflers up those guys' ass. They're coming out on the stretcher, like bent over, hunched over on their bellies, and with the freaking exhausts sticking up and out. And I never realized that. He freaking went and just... Yeah, I was like, dang Jim Carrey.
Well, I was looking, it was weird. I mean, obviously, because all this Diddy news is everything, But they were showing Diddy on All That, I think it was this show. And he was like, the kid goes up to him and he's like, he's sleeping on the couch and he won't wake up. What should we do?
Oh,
and they go talk to Diddy. Diddy's like, take this helicopter, stick it down his pants. You're like, well, this is a little different. And growing up, not once did we ever question or see anything. I mean, well, you're a kid, you don't have these ideas in your head. It's not until, it's like that whole idea of like kids are racist, born racist. No, it's not. They're not born racist. It's not until those ideas are implanted into your head.
Yeah, and subliminal messaging in movies will slowly do that to a kid.
Well, look at back to like early theater and like the propaganda that they would like clip into films. It would be like a 1 second. It would just pop it up there, and then it would be gone. And it was enough that your brain would see it and then already start that little trickle effect. And I was like, that's wow. You would have no idea. I mean, there's some psychologists who are working on this stuff. All we need to put this in there for 1 second and boom.
Yep. And if you do that for 10 years, you subliminally, change the ideas in how the brain works, or maybe not how it works, but what you think about. I guess this is the same thing with like how they hid all the sexual stuff in Disney movies. I've never actually gone through and watched them, but you say, I think it's in Lion King, there's like a lady in the sky, in the clouds or so, at some point.
I know the Little Mermaid cover has got wieners on it.
Yeah, and that's another one. Yeah, so all that kind of goes along that.
And then I always wonder, like, was it the original artist's idea to actually do that, or was it... Because I don't think Disney in itself... Can you imagine a disgruntled employee who's working on the cover of a... I'm just gonna slide a dick back in here.
Yeah, it goes back to his buddies. Hey guys, guess what? Disney didn't even notice. Look what I slipped in there. Dicks.
I can
100% see that.
I can see that more than like, you know what I mean? Like Walt being this diabolical person. Granted, yeah, he was definitely racist. There's no doubting the racism, but
well, I thought it was
sexualization. Funny. I don't know where that.
The Mickey's mouse gloves, there's a theory that they are Mason's gloves from the Freemasons, because on his gloves you should show the 3 little lines in his glove, and that's if you look at a Mason's glove, they have 3 ridges right there. So the theory goes that they were Mason's gloves. But I mean, that would make sense because I'm pretty sure Walt was a Mason, and those guys are pretty, proud to be Masons.
Can you pull that up, DJ, and Walt Disney being a Freemason? I've never heard of this. That's why I want to fact check this immediately, because I've never.
And like I said, my news feed feeds me bullshit all the time, so I could be wrong. We shall see. Welcome in, Happy. Thanks for lurking. We see you in the comments there. Appreciate you, brother.
What up, Happy? Oh, you know what we didn't do? One of us should be going live right now.
Jeremy told me he couldn't hear me very well on the live. He's like, yeah, you guys need to do something with your microphones because I couldn't hear you very well. I was like, dude, we're live on YouTube is where the really good audio comes through.
Yeah, Jeremy, you should know this by now. What the heck? Come on, Jeremy, get on it.
But I did go live this morning on my Bare Necessities Media Facebook page and just showed the editing process of the YouTube short that I dropped this morning. So that's kind of cool.
That was way dope. Yeah, it is really cool to see the behind the scenes like that, because I'm sure a lot of people would like to know.
It was only a 33-minute long video, so if I know what I'm clipping, I can do it pretty quickly. Like EJ, thank you so much. He messaged me yesterday. He goes, episode 26, 1 hour, 12 minutes in. Funny clip. Went home, edited that clip in like 30 minutes. If I have the timestamp of what's funny, I can get in there and I can get it done really quick. But the thing that takes the longest is listening to the podcast back. And that's how I did it with the with the Jordan clip. I was just listening to our podcast back. I was outside smoking a cigarette and you said it and I was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Put my cigarette out, ran back inside, reversed a little bit, record, and get going. So.
Oh, nice. No, I mean, even on that side of things, it is really nice to have you guys out there who go, hey, this is funny.
Yep, this was funny. Even if you just comment.
Yeah, just comment.
On
just
the
say,
video,
hey,
this was funny. Yeah, then I can go back and see what timestamp you commented at.
Because like I said, I mean, we have so much on our plates right now. I mean, to be able to add in,
like I said, it shapes.
Because now we're going in between, like the lives, we're doing the Instagram posts, there's so much posting that happens that even the editing side of things, I was like, it's taking forever. This takes forever. So, I mean, you want to add more stuff onto this?
Well, that's what's good about having you guys to be able to just like share the shit, right? I'll edit it and I'll put it out there. You guys share it, and it back when I was streaming and it was really just like me, EJ, and Ashley, it wasn't quite enough, I guess, you know. And EJ, shout out to EJ, when I first started streaming, he'd come in and he'd share my stream like fucking 100 times, you know. And then same thing when he started streaming, I'd go in and I'd share it to all the fucking pages. And so yeah, having this community that we're building is fucking really, really killing it. We got EJ sharing shit to Washington. We got him sharing stuff to Will, who's in Florida, so we can maybe get some traction in Florida. It all comes down to your guys' help, liking, 100%. Sharing, and doing the shit that we can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only way this thing ever gets really off the ground and running is how much we can invest back into this podcast. So the more that you guys are helping out, the more you'll see of our faces.
And next week, we will have 4K camera footage, and if everything goes well today, maybe even an audio interface to clean up our audio a little bit. We know the audio is not perfect, guys, and we appreciate you for sticking through it as you have.
100%, because, I mean, it took us forever even just to figure out
what settings,
like how far we have to be from the mic,
and we don't even know if our mics are on the right settings. One of these other settings might sound better, but it's like for us to do a podcast in each different setting, I don't want to have one sound so shitty for you guys that no one listens, you know. So
oh yeah, you should have seen it this morning because the headphone jack was out.
Yeah, and
then I had both the mics were on, and all you just heard was whoa.
Oh shit!
I was like, where is that coming from? There's a damn ghost in here somewhere.
Even our live this morning, guys, we went live, and I don't like how Streamlabs does this. If you plug the headphones in while you already have Streamlabs open, it doesn't connect. So we went live, realized it would have just been so bad. It would have been so echoey. So yeah, we had to shut the live down real quick and relaunch it. So I'll have to go back and delete a live video. We've got a 40-second, or maybe even just like a 30-second video, episode 30.
This is episode 30.
30, dude.
Bam.
30 episode. I did call my dad, tell him we got a sponsor last night, and he was even like, holy shit, dude. Like, damn. Oh, hell yeah, guys.
That's awesome.
Super pumped on that. That's super cool.
Because I was talking to DJ about this, and I was like, the fact that you haven't gotten any blowback from your parents is actually really, you not getting blowback makes me feel like we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Even when I told my dad a few months ago that I wanted to kind of work on and try to do like little ads for local businesses, you know, just like kind of take my bare necessities media and actually work it as a media company. And he's like, that's right up your alley, man. That would be so cool. So they've known. I mean, with me streaming for 4 years, they know this is what I want to be. So yeah, it's nice. They support me in whatever I've been trying to do.
Well, I mean, and it's really a luxury, like I said, because most parents would look at your situation right now and be like, he needs to give up on this and get a regular job and just work at McDonald's because he's got kids that he needs to take care of. Versus, do it, man. Go get it. Because,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you've seen it yesterday, but I had posted that one about my mom running over my foot. The only thing she said, what the hell is wrong with you?
That's what she commented. That's hilarious because it's exactly what she said when you jumped out of the car. No, that makes total sense, dude. Your mom's a comedic genius, dude. She's throwing a callback to you. I think that's hilarious, bro.
It definitely didn't feel like a callback. It felt like, that makes about sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Oh yeah, like I said, I think my dad can get behind the podcast way more than me gaming, right? Because when I was gaming, he's like, who the fuck wants to watch you play games? Like, what the fuck? And then now with this, he's like, okay, I can get it. So he fell behind though, because he had a project last week. They painted
Good for him.
the neighbor's truck, so he hasn't been caught up.
Well, that's good because we needed to get some more content out of there. So
we don't get Doyle saying I'm all caught up.
Yeah, that's a bad thing if Doyle's all caught up.
Oh, Doyle rules, man.
Doyle rules.
I'm definitely gonna make him a shirt that says that.
Just Doyle.
Doyle rules.
Doyle rules.
That's actually the cop in the stupid cop in The Mask. His name is Doyle. So he's like, comes up to the car. He's like, "Come on, get in the car." He's like, "But I ordered onion rings." He's like, "Come on, Doyle." So like, I could clip so many times where he's just like, "Doyle," like it's so good.
Oh man, they get a great Father's Day present. Just send him an audio clip. Doyle.
If you start dancing, I'm gonna shoot you. Is what he said. Cause that's another funny scene. Is like he comes down the street and he starts to go do the dance, and the other cop stops him.
It's crazy because like I didn't really like Jim Carrey. Obviously, comedic genius, but I think I probably started following him more when he started doing his serious roles, like the number 23.
Oh my god, that was such a good dude. Did you? I don't know about you. Did you start seeing the number 23 everywhere as soon as you fucking watched that movie?
I was weirder than that. Like I watched it with Kelton, and we sat up there and we would just any numbers we could add up to 23.
Yeah,
we did that all day long.
100%. I'm like, oh, the speed limit right there or whatever, you know, those two numbers right there, that's 23, bro.
Oh god, 23. We did that for like that whole day.
My brother's
23.
My brother's football number was 32. 23 backwards. Shit.
Michael Jordan. 23.
Oh shit. Oh god. But no, that was a really good movie. And I think The Mask was one of his first, so you can tell he's like still trying to like.
But that actually is,
I think it's what
almost to
made
him because he was doing stand up before he was ever an actor.
And I guess he kind of always had that goofy demeanor.
Plus, before he did he was on not Martin. Can you look at that show real quick, DJ?
The very first show that he was on?
Yeah, he was on a sitcom, Jim Carrey's sitcom. No, just Jim Carrey on sitcom. In Living Color, that's it right there.
Yep.
Nailed it. Yep. So that was his. Mm-hmm. That's where he really got started.
Well, The Mask was such a good role for him because when he was in The Mask, he got to be his smoking, his like really out there character. And I think that helped build who he is because I fucking love Jim Carrey.
I don't know. Is it Man on the Moon? Is that his other one? Rocket? I can't remember the name of that one.
Is that another one of his serious ones?
Well, no, he played another actor.
Oh, and then when he was, I saw the video, someone met Jim Carrey when he was he was playing another actor, so he was trying to be someone else. So then they were even like, don't call him Jim, call him whatever actor he's portraying. Yeah.
Yeah, Man on the Moon, where he was portraying Andy Kaufman. And he wouldn't
respond to Jim. You had to call him Andy. Yep. That's so crazy.
And then, I mean, he's one of these people that he goes so far into a character that it's like that character becomes a living person within his brain, which is a good way to get schizophrenia, it seems like. I mean,
before his Sonic movies, remember how he kind of was people were thinking he was crazy because he started saying some crazy things, but they weren't that crazy, right? He was just trying. I think yet again, when you see so much behind Hollywood, but you can't say anything, that's gotta eat at you, bro.
Well, I don't even think that he was really around any of that stuff, I think it was mostly he has a certain way of looking at life, and not everybody is going to look at life anywhere like Jim.
No, but
especially from the mood swings, the depression, bipolar.
Well, and then you add on top of that just being a part of Hollyweird. Even if you had nothing to do with any of that, you're around it, right? Like,
I guess to some extent, I wouldn't say that the things that caused him to go so
Yeah.
I think it was more like injustices that he sees around, because I mean, he spent so much time in like the black community, and you see like that type of living, and then you see how hard his dad had to work. I mean, it's just compounds of depression and like that literal idea, I have to make it. And then you're in it, and then you become famous, and then you're, okay, well, I did what I needed to do. Now I want to leave, but I can't leave because now I have millions and millions of people who fell in love with me.
And want to see
more.
me. Yeah.
Give me more, Jim. More. It would drive a person insane. Like, I even look at it when you look at somebody who's so famous, like Taylor Swift, let's throw out. She must get inundated with 1 million comments a day.
Oh, she's not running her social platforms.
You don't think none of that stuff ever gets back to her? You think she's straight? I mean, you almost would have to live in like a glass box, and then your managers bring you your information. You know, I mean, you do get so famous that you're not even part of society anymore, which kind of sucks. You can't even walk outside without it being. It could be so beautiful outside, but the second you try to walk outside, you just get slammed.
Yeah. So apparently, there's a theory that there is a whole underground highway, like road system in Hollywood for these famous people, and I guess it was some guy claiming that he worked at a Starbucks underground that served all these famous people, but that would make sense because, like you said, you can't if you were stuck in traffic as a fucking Nicolas Cage stuck in traffic, there would be pictures all over the place. Someone would be like, I was next to Nick Cage.
Well, look at like Keanu. Yeah, he rides the subway and everything like that, and they still take pictures of him constantly. And he's literally just trying to be you and me, just walking around. I
love Reeves, man.
I love that he's got an older wife as well. I mean,
they've been together forever.
Forever. Dude, I watched the tragic story behind Keanu Reeves. Man, it is brutal.
Because he came from nothing too, right?
Came from nothing, had people die, had the depression.
Yeah.
And then
still so humble now that he's freaking John Wick 5 or whatever, and he's still just so humble. Dude.
Did you ever watch, what was that? It was like it was an Asian movie. Wow, I wish I could. It had Amy Wong and...
Was he the samurai?
He was a girl. He was a boyfriend of this chick, or that they were dating or whatever, and he plays this character that's so opposite from anything he is. He's probably one of my favorite roles. He's just like this pompous, super, super rich guy, but at the same time, super, super deep. You know what I mean? It's probably one of the funniest roles I've ever seen him in.
One of my favorite is the one where Constantine.
Oh, he's so good in Constantine.
Such a good
Are you ready for Constantine too?
Yeah, dude. Are they going to bring back Shia LaBeouf? Shia LaBeouf's another one that...
What did he play in? Oh, he was
the taxi driver, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But Shia LaBeouf's another one of those that unfortunately disappeared for a while, and then he went on that same thing. He went through some shit. Yeah.
Oh, well, and then...
Love him too, though.
Look at his background. His dad was in the Mongols. He was just a kid in Hollywood. Basically, he actually did a movie that was basically the portrayal of what happened to him when he was a kid, His dad was just partying. He was out there. I think his dad was a clown, maybe? If I remember correctly. But yeah, you go through all that. You get Even Stevens. You're a millionaire, but you're not seeing any of your money.
Well, dude, any child actor, fucking Macaulay Culkin, they see so much crazy shit as young kids that it literally drives them mad. Or at least drives them to drugs, which then can drive them to madness.
Look at every the kids from Harry Potter. All of them had, Hermione got into a little bit. Ron became an alcoholic. Harry was an alcoholic. They have so much of it. And how are you supposed to get away from that?
Yeah. Like I said, Hollywood, you see so much crazy shit that I don't blame them for going down that route, right? What else? How else are you going to drown out the shit that you've seen?
Literally, at the end of the day, how would you? I mean, and even if it was nothing sexual, but there's the things you'd see.
Yeah. Or, even something like, who knows if this ever happened on the Harry Potter series, but someone who they get most of the way through the movie with and then gets just fired for something silly, right? And then you're the lead star, just like, oh, am I going to get fired for fucking sleeping in late in my trailer or whatever?
And that was even the other side, because we always look at like how like the men are debaucherous, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like women do put themselves in these positions to get the, work their way up the ladder as well. So it's not like, yeah, Hollywood is terrible. And the things that these grown men have done to children is absolutely deplorable. But a lot of these women who are, grown and knew exactly what the hell they were doing. It's not like Hollywood they haven't really ever kept a secret on what they do to get people up the corporate ladder.
Yeah, it's kind of always been there. Well, yet again, another thing, like going back to a little bit of Diddy and Justin Bieber. You don't think Justin Bieber somewhat knew what he was getting into to get famous?
Well, Usher is the perfect example, being 13 at a Diddy party. And he's like, I ain't going back there and that. But, we got all these other things going on. And that, when I look at even Diddy, I was like, would you be aware of everything that was happening inside your mansion?
How could you? I mean, maybe that's why he had all the security cameras to go back and watch the footage of the next day or something. I don't know.
I could never tell you. And we won't ever get the actual ins and outs unless
just like
you want to read.
Case, we will never get the actual ins and outs
unless somebody goes through and reads the docs verbatim. But that's thousands and thousands of pages that come out of this doc.
Yeah, and guess what? When will they publicly get released? All that shit from Epstein? Probably not for another 15, 20 years before they have to.
Way worse for me, I think, than the Diddy thing, because he was connected to
so many
elitists.
High level people, and we never got a list.
They did come out with the list, but then they already had taken several of those people had already gone to trial in court.
That wasn't the whole list. The Clintons were on that fucking list, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they already should. The Clintons were on the list. Bill Gates was on the list. They had Trump on the list. And
how can none of these people? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
Well, no, I mean, there has to be a level of secrecy that you have to have when it comes to this. Like, that was the weirdest thing when it came to Hillary. Because I was like, you do kind of want somebody in these positions that if they're going to do these backhanded moves, that you have somebody in there who knows what they're doing if you're going to be the dark side of things. Because this nation was literally founded on crime. I mean, from day one, it's been crime.
Because, like we've talked about this before. The Queen of Europe sent and paid for everyone to come over here to the Americas, and then we were like, fuck the Queen, we're gonna start our own shit. We're America.
Well, you look at even like Spain, when they did their whole thing over here, it was all paid for by their government. He just went in there and said, hey, I'm gonna go find a new world. And they were like, all right, do your thing, dude.
Yeah, at least the Spaniards kept it to the like Spanish, right? They didn't just come over here and be like, fuck the Queen, she just paid for us to get here, but we're American now.
Well, I mean, but the atrocities and stuff that they were doing and stuff, I mean, she just signed off on it. She was like, okay, we gotta do what you gotta do. And that's literally the example of what I'm talking about, is like these type of deals that happen way, way, way up here that affect everybody. But obviously,
we don't have a choice.
We don't get no say in the thing at all.
So, I kind of jump in topics slightly, but Graham Hancock was on Joe Rogan again.
Oh, nice.
And I fucking love him because they are now really considering that the Americas were actually, what do you call it? Housed people, I guess. I can't think of that goddamn word, but that's basically civilization kind of started in the Americas before they actually went to Europe. Because then that we have hid a giant history of the Americas, and we wanted to make it sound like the native people hadn't been here that long, when in fact they've been here long time.
That is for sure. There's no way to deny that the native people were here forever. Just like in Mexico. I mean, there was constant traveling.
White Sands, New Mexico. I've actually been there. It's fucking amazing. But they just found footprints that were 23,000 years old, where humans were walking with the what's the big elephant?
Mammoths.
Mammoths. Yeah, and they have pictures of footprints and mammoth prints like close together. Super cool.
It was really cool.
3,000 years ago.
And the only thing is, have you ever watched the documentary on these guys faking the relics that they find?
I haven't seen that one.
You gotta watch this, because, and it's kind of along the line. I always, because you're a huge Billy Carson's fan, but it only seemed like Billy Carson's was the one able to find this stuff. You know what I mean? So then part of me, I just look at this like this movie. I'm like, anybody can like fake whatever they want to, as long as you can bring enough evidence that kind of.
And they're the only one doing it, right? And they're the only one doing it. Yeah. That's not quite the case though, because Billy Carson is looking at these tablets they've already been, translated, but then he went and he learned cuneiform so that he could translate them himself as well. So like, I believe Billy Carson knows what he's talking about, but I definitely get your side of things where, yeah, if you're the only one coming up with facts or things about it, then yeah, you can kind of do whatever
I was listening
want.
to a podcast that DJ was listening to yesterday, and she's a comedian, but at the same time she's making I'd say like bold claims, like aliens putting through our media, the aliens are the ones in control of it, and it was part of their plan to inundate us. Like, we get so much of that where I'm like, almost to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to hear any of it, because it all just sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me now. And it's probably truth. There's so much bullshit to filter through.
Yeah, we can't. I am a firm believer that if it sounds cool and it's a cool theory, I'll get along with it. You're right. I'll go with it. But I know deep down inside that we're never really going to have the answers to what we're always asking, right? What formed the universe? Why are we here? All that shit. We are never really going to know the answer until maybe when you pass, maybe when your soul leaves your body, that's when you finally get to find out that, oh, hey, it was just a trip.
I mean, because as somebody who's a really bad overthinker, I mean, you could waste so much time sitting around and just thinking what could, what is, what.
I love thinking of the what ifs, but they don't stick in my head to the point where I'm like, that's gotta be what's happening, and now there's no point in living, because when I die, I'm just gonna be a soul that goes up into the cosmos anyway, so why even do this?
Yeah, Jordan Peterson, actually, I mean, that is the definition of like the nihilism, is just seeing the ultimate bleak in everything. Like, there is no point. But at the same time, it's like, you could choose that, or you can flip it and figure out a way to make this time here actually important.
I don't know why, but I've always believed in reincarnation. I don't know why, but as soon as I heard that concept, I was like, I can get behind that. And I heard it best. Can't remember who said it or who quoted this, but they said, if you were a cosmic being that was, living forever in the cosmos, and someone's like, hey, you want to go to Earth in a human body and live about 100 years and see what it's like to live on Earth? Would you go? You're an infinite in the cosmos. You're gonna live forever, and someone's just like, hey, you want to go try this new game we got? It's called Being Human. I would have went. I 100% would have went.
And then, I mean, if you get to that level of, are you still joking around? Are you still making jokes and stuff when you get to that? Because if you even notice with our intelligent people, the higher you go up the level of intelligence, it seems like you lose humor. You lose certain things that you gave up in order to gain way more in a certain other field. So I wonder if you do get, what's the purpose of humor when it comes to logic and pushing things forward? Because obviously only thing AI cares about is making itself better. There's no humor. There's none of that. So why would our future entail something humorous?
Damn, that's deep as fuck. Because maybe the ancients were way more technology or way more advanced than us in other ways, but had no humor. No, because you always have a jester, right? There's, at least back to the medieval times, you've had a jester who is.
So you're saying when it's more so entertain the king.
Yeah.
So the king's over here dealing with all the things.
And he needs a little stress relief.
And that's where I'm like, is humor actually important to human development? It seems really good as a way to combat depression, which comes on from being human.
Can you look that up? When were jesters a thing? And then when did comedy, like, did the ancients have plays? You know, I don't think so.
If you look at, if anything, how long was Shakespeare? Shakespeare was obviously done with
medieval
plays.
Times, I'm thinking, though. That's going to be
Greeks and Romans created.
Greeks? What's Greeks and Romans? They're 1500s. Greeks and Romans. They're AD, aren't they?
They're AD.
But not
early though. I thought they were like 600.
Early AD, not. We're gonna look it up because that's a good question. Maybe you're right. Maybe if you are on a spiritual level connected, in this way that we aren't today, maybe you do lose humor.
Well, I look at guys like what is his name? Sadhguru. He's a really good example of somebody who still finds the humor in like the way he explains things. But I don't know. I mean, he's kind of an oddball guru. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem to, like, even look at like the Shaolin monks. They're so disciplined. The boys don't ever seem to be laughing. It's training all day, in and out,
dude,
in and out, in and out.
Something there. If
I've seen it firsthand when it comes to football, when being a coach, the kids who laugh and enjoy themselves, those are the kids who get hurt. The kids who are locked in, just machines, them boys get things done. Which is unfortunate because you really lose the being human.
So imagine you time travel back to Egypt and you start telling some jokes and they're just like, this guy, we don't know what it is about him, but we just do this thing where we're like, we don't even know what it is. We just can't stop doing it. We love it though.
There's actually a comedian, he has a bit about that where he's talking about the two things that you can't control how you actually are going to react is laughing, because sometimes somebody will just say something and it comes out. Like, you can't help it.
And you just have those people who have those laughs too.
The opposite is true with fear, because you never know how you're going to react. But he had two of his roommates were fighting at each other, and the one goes to storm out and he slams the door, but it was a bad house, so the hinges fell off and the door came down, and when it fell down he went like this and he's like, there's no coming back from that. I'm never gonna look manly again. You can't. He's like, you know what that reaction is? That's when they ran out of peach jam at Surfer Joe's.
Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious.
Trader Joe's, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it kind of just, it makes me think. So I've asked this question multiple times. I was like, what is the purpose of emotions when it comes to a pure logical brain? It's almost like autism in a way. You know how you meet autistic people who are like, this is this, and there's no
There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is what it is. Yeah. That's fucking really weird to think about, dude. Because
it's something that I'll probably hold on to as tightly as I possibly can until I die, is trying to hold on to the humor and the comedy.
And I know people always say it, like, right, be happy for what we are because we are rare, and maybe that's why they say they're always looking for God but they are God because they're so rare. Maybe even inside being a rare human, we are in one of the best times because it's rare to have this much humor around a society that is, so... Like I said, if back then, when there were ancients, they didn't have humor, I don't think I'd enjoy it. And maybe we are living in such a special time where humor is such a big thing that...
Because it kind of cancels out the depression of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole world can be on fire, but if you can make a few people laugh during it, it doesn't make the fire seem so bad.
Crazy.
But what if the world's not on fire? What do you have to laugh about then?
The holiday whores that wear G-strings and window. If you weigh over 150 pounds, leave the G-strings in the dresser. Y'all hear me? Sorry, I had to get that out.
Well, now you're just being sexist.
I'm sorry.
That woman should be able to wear whatever she likes.
I'm talking men too. Keep the G-strings in the goddamn dresser drawer if you're over 150, all right?
150?
I don't know. She was probably about a 200. She was a big girl. She was wearing sweats that were rolled up and her stuff was hiked up.
I'm telling you, man, she might not even have control of that. That G-string might be just running on her own. Can you imagine being that G-string and that lady's butt crack? She'd probably running. That G-string got legs. It's trying to get the hell out of there.
Trying to get out of there. Oh, dude. She had to feel the cold air on the top of her butt cheeks. Had to have. There's
or maybe
no way
that's why she pulled the G-string up higher, so she could maybe have it cover, And she was like, "Oh man, went too high on this one." Damn it,
dude! She was sitting there like over the counter, and I thought she was being helped by somebody. No, she was just fucking hanging out. Because I buy my pack of cigarettes, and she moved from this register, comes over here, and starts asking the lady questions about what's over here. So she's just like circling me, dude. I was freaking out. It's like a vulture circling its prey after it's dead. I'm so scared, man.
I wish you would have let her take you home. Turn you into a real man.
Turn me into a mashed potatoes, maybe. Goddamn, dude. Suffocate me.
Like on what is that? The damn.
She's fish, bro.
What is that? Beer Fest.
Oh,
remember
yeah.
He's all hammered. He's all eating a tomato. He's like, I knew it was happening the whole time.
Yeah, it's a big old girl, and in his drunk eyes, she's all sexy. Everyone's like, "Are you really gonna go home with her?"
And just think that could have been you.
Oh,
come back a real man.
Ah, no. Oh no. I don't care. I make the joke a lot. If she got 100K in the bank, like, let's go. But she could have 500K in the bank, and I'm still like, let's no.
Okay, so how much money do you realistically need to marry a 300-pound woman?
Oh, man. Like, I mean, is she nice? I'll do it for free. I'm just kidding. But I mean, seriously, if a girl, like a real big girl, was like, I couldn't even do that actually. If she was like, I'll pay you this much to be with me, I couldn't. You're right. I couldn't be with somebody for money. As much as I joke about that.
Okay, she has a really beautiful face, though.
Beautiful face. She's 300 pounds. She's got 500K in the bank. Yeah, I might see if I can motivate her to lose some weight. Or maybe she got enough for some surgeries and we could...
Well, I was going to say at that point, well, what if she's just like, no, I am big and beautiful and you need to love me for who I am?
I mean, if that 500K gets transferred to my account, I'll probably be alright, dude.
Just the level of thinking that you had to do right there, it was almost like that meme where all like the equations pop up.
Because like I said, I joke about it a lot. Like I joke about the old lady who's, you know, about gone, but she's got $1 million in the bank. But I honestly don't think I'm such a like hopeless romantic that I couldn't be with somebody if I didn't actually care about them.
We were working last night or whatever, and DJ was, oh man, I can't remember now. But as soon as I remember, I'll bring it up again, but I can't remember what the heck I was going to say, but it was damn funny. I just lost it in 2 seconds there, though.
Dude, story of my life. I definitely think we should definitely start doing some of that lion's mane, the mushroom. I can't remember what. There's I think like 3 different types of mushrooms that are supposed to help cognitive function.
Oh yeah, there's actually a new one that's got 7 different mushrooms in it. Yeah, I think you can get it here locally as well.
Oh, that'd be cool. Because like you said, I would like to improve my cognitive function. Definitely do that kind of shit too, where I walk in a room, just like, why did I walk in here?
It doesn't get better. I know I've watched so many videos of like guys even older than me, and it's just, they've also said that it's linked to ADHD.
Which that, apparently my brother had it. My brother was prescribed, you know, that stuff when he was younger. And then they never said I had it, but I can definitely see, like this, there's this one guy who talks about it. He's like, yeah, if I leave my shoes on, I will get more things done. And I've started doing that, and 100% it works. If I leave my shoes on when I get home, I'm less lazy. And then another one he said this was a funny one. He has his buddy call him every couple of months and be like, hey, I'm coming over. I'll be there in 30 minutes. And then he rush cleans the house, and he calls his buddy. He's like, hey, where are you at? Oh, you forgot that you told me to call you every month and tell you I'm coming over so you'll clean the house? It's like, yep, all right, cool.
That's really clever, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have the same effect on everybody.
No, 100%. You gotta like find your thing. And for me, it's the shoes. It was 100%. If I take my shoes off and sit down, I'm like scrolling through videos on my phone, like just maybe start playing some video games. But if I keep my shoes on, I'll go do the laundry. I'll go do the dishes, and it's weird.
And that's funny, because I grew up like caveman, so I can work all day long anywhere with no shoes on.
Oh yeah, I don't know how many times you came over to my house with no shoes on.
I was like, I don't even think twice when it comes to not wearing shoes. I'll work. I've literally cut glass in sandals, pulled 9-foot sheets, 13, and slid them bad boys across my foot. You know,
in sandals,
yeah.
And some Jesus.
Realizing, oh man, the bottom of this glass is still a little sharp. Slicing my foot wide open. So, damn. But yeah, I mean, I prefer to not wear shoes. If there's a choice, I will get them suckers off all day long. Unfortunately, can't do it in any of the industries that I've ever worked in.
If anything, you need some steel toes, and you do the opposites of that.
Man, you wear steel toe boots during the winter, though? Yeah, it sucks. It's so miserable. That metal plate is so cold.
So cold. Yeah, just keeping that cold right in there. It's like an ice chest.
And man, associated, we used to have to go and like unload metal for all the commercial buildings and stuff. So you'd be out there like 8 o'clock. There's snow still falling on you, and then you gotta wait in line to get your box. You know what I mean? 2 partners haul it in, and you're just out there for like an hour, just freezing your ass off. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like the cold. I don't know why I'm here.
Painting is definitely like the best of both worlds. Summer you're outside, winter you're inside.
That's nice.
I don't think we're gonna be busy all winter long. It looks like
with 406. Hell yeah. Oh
yeah.
Are we doing a shorter one or a longer one today? What's your plan?
I don't know.
The reason I'm asking is because I'm doing my happy dance here, so
we better go hit the bathroom real quick.
And I need a refill on the.
And I'm gonna talk to Happy. Happy, what do you think? Should we just stop right now?
Happy has been engaging with us. He did say that aliens came, ruled for thousands of years, got overthrown by the overwhelming population of slaves. Ooh.
I was gonna say this was the one I picked up.
That's similar to Anunnaki search. Read his comment.
Oh, just the boobs and D's depicted in ancient hieroglyphs. Oh. I mean, that's huge. It makes that's what DJ's looking at right now.
The world's oldest oldest jokes.
Oh, can we hear one?
This is an Egyptian.
All right. So you want to start at the beginning and then I'll read it out. Let's see if it. Frank observations about men and women and their relationship have long made people laugh. Case in point, this ancient Egyptian joke from 30 BCE, which pokes fun at the cost of courtship. Man is even more eager to copulate than a donkey. His purse is what restrains him. Man, those Egyptians, they had that comedy down. Oh, here's another one. If a crocodile loves a donkey, it puts on a wig. Oh, man, I can't even.
Terrible joke.
Yo, these Egyptians, you better watch yourself.
It's the first ever joke in English.
The first ever joke in English. Here we go. Go down a little bit. The third line. What hangs at a man's thigh and wants to poke the hole that it's often poked before? The punchline.
The punchline. Reading Egyptian jokes or something? Is that what this is?
Yeah, but this is the first joke in English. So is it?
These are the 5 oldest jokes in history, supposedly.
Oh, dope. So what is it?
Okay.
It says a key.
Yeah.
There you go.
Happy. I try not to think. It hurts.
An ancient joke book. That's pretty dope, though. So they've been obviously 30 BCE. So joking has been around since the beginning.
Okay.
But
So,
even the Sumerians in 1983 BC have walked into a bar joke.
really? The Sumerians with the walked in? So, okay. So their humor.
What bars did they have back then?
Well, dude, that
A
was
dog walks into a bar and says, I cannot see a thing. I'll open this one.
That's it.
I cannot see a thing. I'll open this one. Huh. Interesting. But so that just
But
shows us
also,
that we've had.
that dog would never be able to open anything. It got no thumbs.
Well, we know that they definitely were making beer in the Egyptian days. Like, so,
Mead?
yeah.
Or was it
Yeah,
beer?
I'm pretty sure it was like a
Yeah.
mead type. So, they had bars. They had a dog walks into a bar joke. So maybe humor has been around since.
Well, I was going to say, it was probably pretty brutal back then. So it's probably pretty
you kind of
depressing.
need some humor.
Same thing with alcohol. You notice people who are super, super happy don't need alcohol?
Caveman walks into a friend's cave, farts, leaves, laughs. Dude, hold on, Happy. That needs to be the new live, laugh, love sign. Farts, leaves, laughs. Copyright it.
Copyright it.
Oh, that's a shirt.
That is.
Farts, leaves, laughs. Yes.
And then just have
It's called fluffing.
Fluffing. I love it,
put a
dude.
big caveman on the front.
Yeah, hang it up at the back of in the house instead of the live, laugh, love. It's farts, leaves, laughs.
Heck yeah.
Shit.
That's so funny. Andrew roasted me when I got something like that was pretty close to that live, laugh, love. Oh, it's in my bathroom. The only competition is your reflection in the mirror or something like that. And man, he roasted me so hard. He was like, where's your live, laugh, love? Yeah. Where's your...
Your brother can be the funniest motherfucker when he's roasting people.
100%.
Like, dude, he's like, he doesn't talk a lot, right? So he's quiet. You've been saying like a bunch of stuff, and then finally he will just come out of nowhere and just hit you with one. You're just like, I'm gonna stop fucking talking now. Like, dude, he's just the best at roasting.
If he hadn't done so much embarrassing stuff up to the point, I would definitely probably do exactly that. I'm so stop talking, but I'm like, you better watch your little midget self before I pick you up and chuck you out a window.
Oh, it's so funny though. He's gotten me so good, like especially when we were doing a lot of Minecraft and playing, and I'd say something, he just fucking get me good.
God damn.
He was really, really slick with it. I mean, for a guy who might say 100 words an entire week, he's got that locked and loaded.
Right? It's like 10 of those 100 words are going to eat at your soul for
It's
about
gonna
a week.
involve hurting your feelings. Get ready.
Oh, so good. I actually should message him and see if he wants to come down to the house.
I was gonna say this week would be perfect for it.
Oh, speaking of which, EJ did mention that we can talk about Halloween movies, and I was thinking next week is Halloween week. So we've kind of been holding off on getting like too much into Halloween, guys, because we didn't want to do a whole month of fucking Halloween. But a Halloween week would be all right, where we kind of have some topics based on Halloween shit.
But then again, I mean, you're not gonna have a whole week's worth. You can get like everything Halloween related wrapped up just like Halloween in one day.
Yeah, one episode.
Unless you wanna,
you could stretch it out into a week. You got classic horror movies. Then you could. I already lost it. That's it.
Bam. There we go.
There you go.
I was like,
Halloween.
You know what is a great? That'd be cool if you showed up with some costumes. Bamski. I feel like I'd be ripping off the Bamskis.
Yeah.
If anything,
we'll do costumes on Halloween. No, we don't need a whole week of
there
costumes.
That'd be dope. I was telling Bamskis when I was listening to it earlier, I need to find me some red contacts. But I'm also worried about getting, like some bad contacts where it like actually damages my eyes, even though they're not supposed to be.
You'll be all right, dude. I literally wore contacts that you were supposed to take out every single night for like 2 years straight. I'm all right.
You're literally blind without them. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Your brother was pretty notorious for that too, leaving his contacts in. Mm-hmm. It's so much work to get those bad boys in from me. It took so long to. And then it sticks to your finger, and then it comes back out with you, and then you're like, cool, I'm just tearing, and it won't stick to my eye. I tried for like 6 months rocking contacts, and then...
No? You get used to it. I mean, and maybe I've been doing it since I was 14, so I can literally I could pull mine out and in...
Bro, like I said, when I was in 3rd grade, I had my only pair of glasses that I've ever actually owned, because I chewed on them. And I buried them in the rocks one time. And that was the last pair of glasses I ever got. Because my parents are like, you're not going to take care of them. No.
Yeah.
Be blind. It's your fault. Joke's on them. Because everybody else is blind except for me.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Bobby's blind. Andrew's blind. Michael's barely hanging on to his eyesight. And Frankie's got glasses.
Michael doesn't have glasses.
No, but he needs them.
He needs them.
He's getting to the point where he's doing this. I don't need no glasses.
Oh no.
Not like my son. It's actually incredible because his sister needs glasses and so does his mom. He's got 20/20.
Dang. Hell
he
yeah.
even had stronger than 20/20 when he was, I think it's balanced, but he was like 18/20.
Dang. Yeah, my family's riddled with it. My dad, not so much. I don't think he has glasses, but my mom's, she's had LASIK, and her mom has glasses. So yeah, it's kind of ran in my family.
Oh, it was shout out to Andrew once again. He said that he would give up everything just to be able to see perfectly.
Really? Dang.
It's all he cares about. He's like, man, if I could just see, I would be so much happier.
Really bad?
Yeah, his eyes are close to mine. It's funny because when we were in high school, we had pretty close to the same bad eyes. So I used to be able to steal his glasses and then pass my driving tests. And then I had to go renew my license or anything.
You borrow your glasses.
Yeah. And then his eyes got way worse than mine. And I had gone in. This is when I was living in California, still in San Mateo, to go get my license. And I went to go put his glasses on. I couldn't see anything. And then I had to be like Y, X, Z, and then they still gave me my license.
Damn.
I guess I can pass this without.
Damn.
You ever had to fake your way a little bit through the eye test when you're getting your license?
Maybe not the license, but every time at the every time at the eye doctor, as soon as they take my glasses off, I'm just like, blob, blob, blob. I think that one's an X. Dude, my eyes are so bad.
Yeah, bad. But they're in the the vision one, like, yeah, I was like, that kind of looks like T. Let's go T. And I must have done some pretty good guessing because they gave me my license, so I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, mine, and they're getting worse. My eyes are, so I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'll ever do LASIK or anything. I'm all right.
You
with
might
glasses.
look into drinking blueberry and carrot juice and a little bit of lemon. I was working for this guy, Hal Osland, out there in Huntley, and his wife swears by it.
Really?
She actually had degenerative eye disease, like she was going blind, and she started exercising and drinking that every morning, and she's got 20/20 vision.
Damn. Man, yeah, I might have to try it.
It's kind of one of those freak things. You never know what's going to work for you or not work for you, but
if there's, I mean, yeah, you might as well try it if it's an option. That reminds me of another Graham Hancock thing he talked about. He thinks they know where the Ark of the Covenant is, and I was going to say,
they said that they found the Ark of the Covenant multiple times now.
But what he was talking about is there are these monks guarding this like church shrine thing, and whoever gets appointed the guardian of that goes blind in like 2 years. And everyone, the 3 monks that he talked to said it's due to that, whatever's in that building, and makes them go blind. So sometimes the monk will get appointed as the leader or the guarder of that, and they'll run away because the leader of that one dies in like 5, or the guy dies in like 5 years from being the protector of that.
And then I wonder if they could actually just test like what's in there. You know what I mean? If you could actually go in and test like what's maybe causing the blindness. It might be something so simple.
Joe Rogan asked him, he's like, did you take a Geiger counter when you were standing outside that building to see if it was radiation? He goes, no, I didn't. But yeah, no, they won't let the protector of that building won't let anybody in the building. So Graham Hancock, he's like, I'm pretty sure I've stood pretty damn close to the Ark of the Covenant. And so,
you know, it'd be so awesome. They should just have 2 people show up. One books it left, one books it right.
Whoever gets in there. Dude, I don't know. These
you
monks
can't catch us all.
Yeah, that's even what Joe Rogan was saying. He's like, why has nobody gone in there? He's like, because they won't let you. He's like, well, how come nobody's just done it?
Well, look at all these like archaeological finds. A lot of it has been literally that, just breaking into places or having somebody on the inside who can get people in who aren't even supposed to be there in the first place.
Do you think if the Ark of the Covenant is a real thing, when they've, because the biblical stories of people opening the box and then dying of radiation poisoning, if it was real, do you think we would make that mistake today and just open that son of a bitch up? If we found it, you think we'd open it up?
Yeah, we would open it up. It's like Pandora's box. Like you'd see it, you'd want to open it.
Yeah, and that's why.
Especially now if you've wrapped it with God. This is God's. We have to. Even I bet the risk reward. Yeah, I might die, but I'm also going to be able to unlock a secret of the past. Really, like of all time. If there's been one thing that has really just permeated through all of history, it has been a God.
The Ark of the Covenant would definitely be up there with all that shit. And I'll say it again, advances in modern science, we could probably get that box open and not have somebody die of radiation poisoning, right? If they're all suited up in a, radioactive suit and prepared to potentially open a radioactive substance, we could prepare for that.
And then you got, like, what would have caused it to be radioactive, essentially?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah. And they thought maybe it was because the tomb in Giza, which is not the size of a human, but is actually the dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant, they thought it was like a power source for and that's if you're doing the power plant Giza theory, but...
Yeah, it's another one of those things you just haven't...
Right. Yep. There's a theory rolling around that it gets cut off right there at the end. That the Ark belongs in a chamber in Egypt that powered a massive ambient energy source. Yeah. Yep. happy, yeah, 100%. Like I said, that's what they think it would fit right in that freaking thing. And then it would have been, yeah, a radioactive power source of some type. How did they get any radioactive substance in that fucking Ark?
It's weird because they said, like, even when it came to the pyramids, like, the way that they were triangulated together, you would be able to mirror the reflection off it when it was brand new and hide your city within those pyramids, and nobody would ever be able to find you because you'd be a mirror on the outside.
I did hear that.
That seems super, super, like, spot on. If you were dealing with warring people all the time, all around you, and you could just hide yourself.
Damn. That would be crazy. And only, like, you know, if you live there, you're like, oh man, the sun's really bright. That's where we're supposed to go. Yep, let's go hit
100%.
Right,
I mean, that seems way more likely than.
I don't know. The guy's power plant idea fucking blows me away. With he's like, yeah, with this chamber and like this one, if you put this chemical in here, it would create a chemical reaction here, which would then send the gases up into this chamber. And like the way he explains it, it legit could make sense.
Well, like, even like, there's no denying the sound vibration, because I've been watching videos on it where if you just control the vibration just perfectly, you can like place beads vertically and they'll just stay right there. Or that guy who's got the didgeridoo and he's lifting the rock up and it's like spinning like that, and I'm like,
because of the frequency that he's playing below it. Yeah,
it really becomes like there's no denying it now, not when you can test it and see exactly what it's doing. But then I'm like, if human beings had come to this conclusion at one point already and then we obliterate ourselves, or is it, because I mean, that even this idea of like controlling hurricanes and manipulating things like this, I mean, these are huge bows in the laws of nature, essentially. And if you start messing with that, how are you not expected to really mess with the thing that holds Earth where it's supposed to while you're zooming through space at 63,000 miles an hour? Like,
yeah, you play the wrong frequency and it throws the Earth's frequency off balance. I don't know if you could make a noise loud enough, but that's what they say that the hurricane manipulation is sending sound frequencies into the frequency.
You don't even have to, they don't have to be loud. It just has to be the repeated pattern over and over and over and over and over again.
Damn.
And a lot of this stuff, like I said, you don't even have to make the noise. Be silent. It's just vibrations.
That's why they say the humming was a big thing. Like, have you ever tried to do that, to hum to yourself?
Can you pull up
get a good vibration going? Good vibes.
The giant monk meeting, the 1,000 lotus? I can't remember what it's called.
I heard the reason honeycomb comes out honeycomb shaped is because of the frequency that the bees' wings make when they're flapping.
So all of these like monks gather together, and there's like 10,000 of them, but they all sit in a circle, and then like it almost seems like they have a divine purpose, and it's literally that.
They're chanting. But yeah, apparently honeycomb is, and this yet again could be false information I get from my Facebook, but the frequency that is put out by the bee's wings is what causes honeycomb, the shapes of the honeycomb to form into honeycomb shapes.
Is there any way to like?
We'd have to just fact check it, because there was also a guy who was claiming that a bee's wings are not actually big enough to have it fly, so that the frequency that the bees are creating with their wings is just making them weightless.
Yeah, bees are like, really like hummingbirds in that regard. Their bodies don't look like they'd be able to support the weight. Somehow they fly.
What is that, the monks thing? 33,000 people?
That's the largest.
The largest monk gathering was 33,000 monks? There's still that many monks in the...
I guess that was an online meditation.
This would have been like, it's all lit up. like there's all these monks sitting there, and they all have their like a little light in front of them, and I mean, it's like, if I could look it up for myself, I mean, it's such an incredible thing.
Yeah, without knowing that the phrase that they call it.
It's almost like a Kumbh Mela, but not, you know what I mean? I would love to be able to go to India and experience the true Kumbh Mela.
Dude, I would love to just climb a fucking mountain and go to a monk village at the top, like the classic from the movies, top of the mountain monks. I've always thought I could be a monk.
But everybody at a certain point in their life believes that they can, but the things that you have to sacrifice and no longer be a part of, it becomes debilitating. As somebody who tried to go down that path, I don't understand how you're supposed to release yourself from your family and friends and the bonds that you have to this plane of reality. I really don't. Like, maybe when everybody's dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what makes this reality so inviting, is my family and my friends. And so without, it's like I said, I thought I could for a minute, but then I was like, no, I can't just go sit under a tree for 20 days and not eat.
If you spend all your life alone, then it's probably pretty easy, because then you're no longer attached to anything.
Yeah, you're already not attached. Yeah.
My biggest whole thing is, like, you talk about the reincarnation and everything, and I've looked onto the zodiac side of it. Like, I mean, it seems like the culmination of all the zodiacs is eventually to become a Pisces, and the whole idea behind a Pisces is to not have to come back again. So I'm like, well, hopefully I can figure out how to do this right in this lifetime, because I'm not trying to do this all over again.
And see, and I think that's why maybe I've always felt some type of relationship with reincarnation, because I didn't know that about Pisces until you told me that it is like a combination of all of them. And I've even thought this when I was like a little bit younger, but the last couple of years definitely more, is I think I have treated most people in my life fairly enough to think that when we'll call it get to the pearly gates, because that's just a good way of people to think about it. If I got there and someone was like, let's look back at your life and see how you did and see if you passed that final reincarnation, I think I would. I've treated people nice, other than in high school when I was a sleaze bag, but other than that, I've been respectful. I've never hurt anybody intentionally,
Have you ever made the same mistake over and over again in life? Like, almost like it felt like a test in a way. And I guess personally for me, I felt like I've come across lots of those tests, and I've basically failed every single one of them up to this point.
Gambling. And I will say I have passed. I have not gambled more than $100 in 3 years. So, and that was something I was pretty bad at. I was getting pretty bad at gambling. And same thing when you said something that you kept doing over and over, and that was me driving home being like, I fucking spent $100 at the casino for no fucking reason. I got one soda for $100 fucking bucks. I drove home doing that in my head many times, but haven't since. So, but there's definitely other things like that I've done over and over, and insanity, inspected different results, even though doing the same thing.
Oh, it happens. And mine were way more along like the moral route, you know what I mean? But then, like, failed those tests, learned from them, came back, do my thing. The unfortunate part is where you find yourself at this impasse where you're like, no matter how I choose to try to go about this, somebody's going to end up getting hurt, or somebody's going to be affected by this. And it's like, is that just a understanding that you just have to accept in life, that this is how this is going to...
I wouldn't really consider that intentional, hurting somebody. If a decision, I mean, I guess if you...
Like, whether it's good or bad or whatever, I mean... It's the whole idea of actions have consequences. And just because I have the best intentions in the world doesn't mean that my thing that I'm going for doesn't hurt people around me. And then you have to somehow learn to live with yourself and the decisions that you make. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where I'm at in my own life personally. It's like trying to figure out, you know,
if all of your decisions have led to the right point. And that's a tough one too, because I'd like to say that all of my decisions that I made that were wrong have, you know, led me to be the man I am. But yeah, then at what point can you say you made all the right decisions, right?
And I guess as a parent, it's really, you can always be like, man, look at my kids. Look at him. He's out there. He's thriving. He's living like that. But then I heard it really, really well put is if your whole mission on this planet was you were given this human being body and you were to, the only thing you had to do was take care of this human being body, would you approach your life a little bit differently?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that really, it kind of blew my own perspective on it, because like I've spent what I considered in my life trying to help everybody to understand, yeah, there is more than just the same mundane nonsense day in, day out. You can live your life. You can be happy. You can.
Damn, that makes me want to teach that to my kids, is that one of your main goals in this life is to take care of your body. Because I didn't, right? All the drugs I did
I still don't.
In college, yeah, and all the diet that I have now, I have not taken care of my body, and I can see it already. And in 20 years, I'm going to be fucking miserable if I don't.
Well, I looked at
do
that
something.
as like it was a huge wake up call, because I'm like, yeah, as somebody who's like really spent their time thinking that they were helping other people, when if you took that time and you just tried to make yourself the best version of yourself, then that energy actually feeds other people to want to better themselves. Not you know.
I'm helping everybody. Look at me, like the guys who, you know, recorded. I'm helping the homeless.
Yeah, and it essentially, yeah.
That's that fucking hits home with me, because now that's what I want to. Yeah, I want to instill that into my kids. Is that it's not about. I mean, I can't. I'm gonna say this, but I'm not like. This is not what I'm going to teach my kids. But it's not about finding God. It's about taking care of yourself and finding God in you. Maybe something like that. That might be fucking divine. Don't look out there for God. Look inside, maybe.
Because like he started talking about it, where think about it. You're a kid. You're told all these things, and then you get to be an adult. And then you have a child, and then you take care of that child, or then you have your occupation or whatever. But then when you strip away all those things, what really are you? You know what I mean? Well, I'm not really a parent because my kids are grown. They're off doing their thing. Am I a painter? Do I want to be labeled as a painter for the rest of my life? Like, yeah, it's a cool position, but is that me? So it's been really, it was actually really cool. And I was like, dang, if I ever want to have the opportunity to truly figure out all these answers, well, it really starts with actually taking care of myself.
Damn, dude. I like that. I've always been with Izzy. She has always asked about God, right? And I've told her my beliefs on God is that I don't, the God from the different religions have been construed to fit that religion, when in all they're probably the same God, whatever it is, creator. So I've literally just been honest with her. It's like it's not that I don't believe in God, but I don't believe in like the Christian God, where they've manipulated the Bible to fit their theories. And then you've got Buddha, who has a similar biblical story, but just with a different name. It's like, yeah,
if you look at Siddhartha before he was, you know what I mean, actually Buddha, There's a whole history that he goes on, and then he saw the atrocities, and that's what made him question it all. And that's what Buddhism teaches you, that no matter, there's always going to be the pain. How are you going to deal with it?
I don't know for sure, but Hindu's something similar to that too then, right? Kind of just like try about being the best person you can be, because then it will infect everyone else with a good infection.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why they were the founders of like yoga and everything. And if you look into Buddhism, they talk about the yogis throughout it. But the problem was that the yogis had was a different way of approaching spirituality that you wouldn't get to enlightenment through.
And enlightenment is all their final kind of like
it is nirvana. It's the highest level of where you are no longer yourself, you are one with the universe. That's when you get cool stuff where these guys can like be anywhere and anywhere. I mean,
like have you heard of remote viewing?
I think I know what you're talking about in that regard.
It's like a guy can sit there and meditate and like kind of put himself in places all around the world. The craziest shit, dude. I think it was when I was in South Dakota and the kids were here. I was laying in bed and I really wanted to kiss my kids goodnight. So I was literally laying there and I imagined what I thought Logan and Izzy would look like laying in bed. And I swear to God, I pictured it. Saw them, gave them a kiss on the head. And then like in my mind, I was like, okay, cool, I'm out. Called them the next day and they said they had dreams about me. Or at least Izzy was like, I had a dream last night that you were in it. I was like, damn. And it was legitimately, I think I might have remote viewed my fucking kids. Because I've always been, I'll call it spiritual. Because one time I almost had an out-of-body experience. I was laying in bed. I was on some drugs. It was college days. And when I couldn't sleep, I always had my way to relax myself. And I would just completely relax my body. And one time I literally pulled out and saw myself laying in my bed. And I was like, I'm doing it. I'm fucking out of here. And that's what sucked me back into my body. Because I got so excited that I was about to have this out-of-body experience. And I pulled myself out of it. So I've always felt that I've had some type of spiritual, maybe a little bit of that part of my brain is open compared to most people.
When I was way younger, when I was like, I'd say like 9, 10, 11, that's when I opened that door. You know what I mean? And I could see on the other side of everything, but it's kind of daunting. So I slammed that door shut.
And then haven't really been able to open it since? Or?
Yeah, no, I've never really messed with it too much because, I mean, it's like, yeah, you open doors, but you realize there's both things on the other side of that door when you start to open it up, right? Well,
it's just like anywhere in the universe, there's going to be good and evil.
I was like, but when you open up that door, there's a lot on the other side of that door. And you're almost better off staying here unless you really to open that can of worms.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a reason why there's been philosophers who said that the imagination is the worst place you could ever be.
The happiest fucking comment pullout game wasn't that strong, so it's fucking good. Happy's pretty good at roasting people too.
That's pretty decent.
But yeah, I really like shit like that hits home, like the remote viewing or the people who are like can have out of body experiences. Because people think I'm fucking crazy and they always ask me what drug were you on. It's like, yes, I was on drugs when that happened, but I believe in that kind of shit. So if you don't believe in it, you're never gonna have it happen, right?
Oh, 100%. Well, like you look at, they say that the voice inside your head that we listen to, obviously, is a trauma response. There are people out there who do not speak to themselves whatsoever.
That was the craziest thing, the inner dialogue. Do you have an inner dialogue? 100%.
Yes, of
DJ,
course.
do you have an inner dialogue? Non-stop. Okay. Anybody out there doesn't have an inner monologue dialogue going on? Like, I am always consistently talking to myself in my head. And it might not even be me I'm talking to.
But then they said like that, yeah, it's a trauma response. There are like this autodidacts that don't, like, every thought they think is that thought. That's not.
Yeah. I tried to like ask Izzy. It's like, do you have an inner dialogue? Like kind of like a thing? Like you can hear in your head? She couldn't answer me, but I just don't think she knows what I mean.
Oh, 100%. And then you almost just implanted that idea into her head. Now she has to have a voice inside of her head.
Yeah. Maybe I made her schizophrenic.
You did it to your own kid. You should have thought ahead of that. Oh man, we have pushed it.
Yeah, we literally went 20 minutes on freaking spirituality and shit.
I'll kill my phone as well. What up, everybody on the live? What up, Melissa? What's up, my cousin?
Good to see everybody hanging out over there.
That's pretty dope. I love it.
Gotta love this community that we're building. These people who are here every day. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, this makes me. This has never worked to me. When they talk about the whole idea of when you find something you're passionate about and no longer is work. Right. This is it. Like, I'm actually dreading getting done with this because then I have to actually go do the things that I don't want to deal with today.
Oh, yeah. Freaking. When this can be our full-time job, we are going to be the happiest fucking guys ever.
100%. By that point, we'll have a new editor, so Curtis won't have to do the editing. I mean, I have a kid in the back. We can do his thing, be a computer wizard.
Yeah, then I can focus on the long videos.
You can go back to focusing on taking care of your kids.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie. They have been a little neglected.
Yeah, throw them little bastards on the back burner every once in a while. Get over it.
They get it. He's like... It's so funny. If I tell them I got to go back to work, they're like, "Oh man!" But I'm like, "I got to go podcast." They're like, "Cool, you go get that podcast."
Yeah, it's so awesome. I think that she actually realizes what you're happy about, though. And if your kids can see what you're happy about and not happy about, then
well, that and the next thing, guys, the next video is going to be the wings. I think we need to start going around, and I don't know if a call or in person would be better to go talk to these places and ask if we can record there. I was going to stop at the VIG maybe one of these nights and just be like, hey, we're going to do this video. Would you be willing to let us record it in here?
I think we need to hammer out dates and everything before we go and approach these people.
Of course. Yeah.
Once we get all the details hammered out and everything, and we know exactly what we're going to do, then we can go and pitch it. Then we can go
hit those 4 spots and be like, this is the dates we want to do it.
Which I think they're going to be super receptive, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not.
The You Betcha guy, he used to do the ranch tests. He used to go in there and he'd dip all his ranch and then he'd watch it. I mean, you can do a ton of this stuff off the phone without ever having to bring anybody into it. Yeah. But for us, we want to expand with our local businesses. We want to get out there and talk to all these business owners because it's really, really fascinating. And by doing so, I mean, it's like a win-win situation for everybody. It's not, I'm trying to eat your wings. I'll even pay you a little bit on these wings. Right. You're going to get the publicity. It's a win-win-win.
Free publicity for the businesses, content for us. It's just, it's a win-win.
It'll probably be the best wings that we get because they got to try a little bit harder on them.
See, like this time, like the last one, it's hit or miss though, because I liked that they didn't know we were coming in, right? I like that you never know when we're gonna come through. With these guys, they're gonna call in their fucking best chef. They're gonna be like, "Yo, you're the wing guy, and we got wing guys coming in to review." But maybe that's what we want. Maybe we want the best of the best.
I do. I want to, especially if it comes to these wings. I want the best of the best.
I tell you what, I actually was thinking about it last night, and as much as I don't like spice, it's gonna be so funny. Fucking, it's really hot, not flavorful, just hot, just really hot.
It just sucks. There's nothing good about this. It's just painful.
Tears, dude. It's gonna be so funny. It's gonna be a good video.
Speaking of, like, yesterday we got done doing the podcast or whatever. We got in there and went and ate those taquitos. Yeah. So I have this sauce from the BoYz. It's called the Butt Bubbler. And I poured way too much of it into my taquito, and I instantly, my face was sweating. I had sweat running down the back of my neck. It was terrible.
Did it butt bubble you?
No, I was totally fine in that regard. Cool. Most spicy foods don't tear my stomach up, but my pores, these suckers open right up when I'm sweating.
Dude, pizza fucking wrecks me, dude. Like last night I'm going to bed and I'm like, oh man, why am I feeling a little tiny bit hungry? Like, did I not eat dinner? It's like, oh, I ate pizza. I was like, oh fuck, I ate pizza. I was on the toilet like 4 times this morning already. Yeah, pizza just eat. I think it's all cheese. Just fucks my stomach up.
Well, this is shout out to Jessica Crevier. She had just put that on there. A lot of this stuff is the GMO, and it's foods that are designed to leave you feeling empty afterwards.
I know the Chinese food does that on purpose so that you come back for more.
Yeah, and pizza I think is a lot in that same regard. Like you'll eat it, but that big ball is just gonna sit in your stomach, and it's not gonna be able to move, and it's gonna try to get everything. It's gonna do everything in its power to flush everything out except for that pizza dough.
Yeah, I feel it. But anyways, guys, as always, we love you.
We love you.
Appreciate you.
Get over there and like and share and subscribe.
Hit the Spotify. Check us out. Bare Necessities Media on Facebook or Benjamin Keel on Facebook. And then we're trying to run both of those. We don't have a specific Facebook page for it, but that's all right. MSG King Flavor. We love y'all. Much appreciated on all of it.
And
shout out to our sponsors.
We'll have a little bit of behind the scenes coming this weekend as soon as we get the camera rolling.
Yes, and then next week, 4K footage right where you guys are at right there. You'll see my face way more clear.
For sure, we will be back on Monday.
Yes.
So until then,
bye.